right, Chris, the game's all
Let
here.
me shut the door.
No.
No, keep it open for members of the public.
Ah, there you go, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do a quick roll call. Commissioner Riccadone, Commissioner Shaplinsky, here. Commissioner Pocock, Commissioner Palmieri, is here. Commissioner Whitehead, Commissioner Dinder, aye. Commissioner Berkmos, Commissioner Morrison, and Chair Coffin.
Here.
Alright, we'll go.
Oh, yeah. Do you have an extra one?
Yes,
Or-
it
Oh.
should be under that file.
Okay.
Thanks for printing.
Thanks, Mark.
Sure.
Okay, we're looking for an approval of our minutes from our last meeting, which was January 2nd.
Second. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And, you'll give the budget. Thank you, Chris. And Dee will give the budget update.
Yes, we are currently roughly about 600K, which we've been sitting at for a while. And our maintenance is roughly 25,000.
Okay.
How much is in the maintenance, how much is in the maintenance?
Roughly 25K,
Okay.
yeah.
Any anticipated, maintenance items that you,
Just the barn, the Goxley barn, with the
Okay.
siding there.
Okay.
I looked around for scrap, but there's really not much available,
I-
so we'll have to get some.
okay, I think what we'll do is, cause I did, talk to Dave about that.
Oh, great.
Who would head, cause he's like, yeah, let's fix it, so who would head that? Is that your office or
It
us?
depends on the labor, so I may
Okay.
ask Dave LaPre, but again, it's just, might be outside their scope. So
Hey.
if it's a volunteer thing, I'm sure we can get people, it's more just buying the materials, and then the skilled labor is important, if we can get, somebody in there, if Dave's willing to do it with his, partner then.
Okay, let me, would you mind if I touch base with him and see what ideas he
Not at
has?
all, yeah.
Okay, so that will be an action item for me.
Great.
We'll get
And,
that,
and Dave and Jen, there may need to be some siding repair on a barn at Leaf as well. So I don't know if we're talking about the other barn, maybe we can try to maximize, with whatever repair we can do.
Well, is that from the, splashing up of the rainwater on the bottom, or is it on the top?
I think so, yes.
Okay. Alright, thanks. Maybe we can get a row of stone there and just dissipate the energy there so it doesn't keep doing that.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're saying that it's outside of the scope and we're bringing in someone anyway, maybe we can get someone to look at both, you know what I mean, because they're already mobilized.
Okay. Alright, yeah, we did that with the roof.
And Jen, I'll follow up with what repairs need to be at Leaf, and then I'll touch base with you.
okay, so I'll follow up on Grasky, Chris will follow up on Eve.
Okay, good. And I think there was a tree they were looking at too at the, Chris, I don't know if you're aware of
Yeah,
that.
there is a tree. Mark Ramsey has spoken to someone in Highway, so I think they're
Yeah.
going out there.
Great.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the animals that Mark had actually died because of it, because the acorns were poisonous.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I just spoke to Mark this week, and he's already been in touch with someone in Highway
Okay.
to go out and take it down.
That was last year, was it a goat?
It's a different type of oak.
Yeah.
Yep.
The tree was like,
I'm sorry, not a goat, a sheep.
oh, sheep,
Sheep.
yeah, it was hanging over, and then he ate it,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's not new, but hopefully the tree's coming down. And I just spoke to Mark Ramsey this week, and he said that he's been in touch with someone at the highway department.
yeah.
Yeah, that's our tree wardens through the highway
Yeah.
department.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Alright,
Great, thanks, Chris.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be good to touch base with them too, cause we're going into, the spring season, and we'll see what they need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Alright, discussion items, Pleasant Street and the community garden.
Yeah, that, we discussed that we will be either getting the, field hydrants or insulating the stanchions that are there, coming up in the spring, so next winter, Chris doesn't have to go back and forth with water all the time.
That would be great.
Yeah, but that's a, we'll do a project, so, and And we were all in agreement at one of the previous meetings that we were
Yes.
gonna do it, so.
Now, Chris, interestingly, one of the elementary students had an invention that had water coming off a roof, and then it would create an automatic watering system for chicken coops. And immediately I thought of your chicken coop, so.
I'll take anything. It's been such a cold winter, it is, daily, it is frozen solid ice, and I have to bring it back in the building and then trade it out. So I have 2 water heaters that I trade out every day because it's frozen solid.
And I told you, if you ever need, someone to fill in, let me know.
Okay, yeah, will do.
Okay.
Is this like the spigots on the thing, like on the property itself that would feed water, otherwise they freeze, so that's why it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it'll crack.
Jen, I just got one other update for the committee too. If you remember, I had mentioned the farm stand, that Eagle Scout was gonna do. I had applied for a building permit because I was told I needed to, and I just heard back from our new building department that there's no permit needed for that.
Okay,
We'll probably be proceeding in the spring.
great.
Okay. If it's less than 200 square feet.
And Alex confirmed, is Alex there or no?
No.
Okay, he confirmed that I do not need a permit for that, but like I said, I had applied back in September, but I guess I don't need one now, so.
Okay, sounds good.
Anything else on Pleasant? Oh, and then Chris is going to get us an update on, the future barn.
Yeah.
Okay. Novik open space?
Yes, bridge work should start this month up there from the grant that we got for the state,
Wonderful.
across the brook there, so. Yes, that's exciting.
Who's building that again, Dave? The bridge that constructing it?
Put me on the spot.
Oh, sorry.
I'll let you know.
No worries, yeah, no. I
When
wasn't sure
is
if it was like a Boy Scout project or if it was more like an actual company that like hired.
Yeah, it's an individual contract.
Okay, okay.
And, when are they going to finish?
Should be bringing, well, it'll be probably 2 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for the spring.
Yeah.
The spring's gonna be happening around Southington.
Oh, Scott Button, sorry.
Oh, just kidding. Thanks,
Once you hit 50, things. Slowly.
Slow it down.
Farm Heritage, grant update?
Yeah, do you have anything on that, Chris?
We talking about the irrigation grant?
Yeah, that, and I think the barn too, right?
So the irrigation grant, we're hopefully looking to proceed with that, if we still have the committee's support. Eversource has completed their work, so we should be in a good shape to move forward with that right now. Which I believe is similar to the farmland restoration grant, which we did already, that's completed. We never needed to front any money, because it was done, it's all done, and that land is now usable. But this would be similar in that hopefully we would front the funds, and then we would, meaning the town of Southington, would get the full reimbursement from the state after the project is complete.
Okay.
So right now, we're just trying to get Eversource to pay for the losses, for the season last year. But pretty much the work from Eversource is complete, so we should be good to go with that.
How's the payment looking? Because sometimes I know that Eversource is not that responsive, so how is that looking?
Not great, in fact, they pushed back, so I just, Alex actually just sent me a contact at Eversource that he has, so we're trying to, work through it a little bit.
Okay.
But you were spot on, Jen, not great.
Yeah, and I also know that, there was a loss because Mark couldn't have he usually has like a fall event there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. But now that they're done, is he gonna be able to have that again, does he think?
We're hoping,
Okay.
absolutely, yeah, yep.
Okay,
So I'll follow up with Dave, I know we already voted on that, irrigation grant, if there's a consensus that everyone's still okay with that, then I'll try to coordinate with Dave,
Yeah.
for next steps.
Okay. Yeah, I think we put a max on it, but,
Okay, alright.
Chris, when you follow up with a contact, would you mind, copying me on that?
Are you talking about with Eversource?
Yeah,
It's a phone call, so
Oh,
Alex
okay.
just gave me he called me and left me a voicemail, I gotta call him back, it's not like email.
okay. Alright,
I can send you, I do have what Lee sent for all the damage, I can probably get you a copy of that if you want.
yeah, that'd be great. I wanna,
Alright,
yeah,
alright. I'll get that to you.
thank you.
Yep.
Okay, anything else on farm heritage?
I think if we could get that's a town upfront expenditure for the irrigation grant, cause if the
Yes.
Eversource money came in, it's pretty much found
Go
money.
watch.
So it'd be nice to front that,
Yeah,
and then get the reimbursement based on that, if he's operating, if Mark's operating now without it,
yeah,
it's, again, it's transferable hopefully, so that would be nice. If we could agree to it, but I think we would just have to have a conversation with Mark as a landlord on that, you know,
mm,
but we can do that.
anything else on farm heritage? Okay, so committee initiatives, this was something, I wanted to just have, here's what we did, here's where we're at, and then, our plan forward, so that, when we kind of head into the fall, we know what we actually did here in every meeting. So I'm just gonna pass out, this is just a list of what we've done so far in the past, year. Is that enough? Or?
Oh, boy.
So, and I grouped it by different initiatives. So, the first was kind of an information and campaign social media. And we have actually our next topic, we'll roll into that after, but so Dave's doing the new website to promote more open space visitors to the website. We had our Leaf Farm Heritage History Tour back in the fall. We also had the Rogers Orchard Farm History Tour, very well attended, so that really brought some attention to our local farmers, which was the objective, which was really great. And then we'll talk about this next, but we're going to have an open space Facebook and Instagram initiative as well. We have all these spaces, and in town we want to make sure people are all knowing and enjoying everything that they can. The next was, and Chris, I'll send this to you through email.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You just send it on PDF.
Yes.
Right.
The next was Pleasant Street, so obviously a lot going on there like we just talked about. The community garden was up and running to provide the beds for our residents, which was successful with the help of Leaf. We have the approved plan to move forward with the Ag Science Barn, which is very exciting. And
You know when that time frame is gonna be?
Chris is gonna give
Oh,
us an
okay,
update,
sorry.
yeah, at the next meeting. And
Yeah.
then we have the star of the show, which is the farm stand with the chickens and the vegetables happening. So that's gonna be, and that's a great area too, because it's not only next to our middle school, but it's also across from our senior center. So it's just a really great area that I think a lot of people will be able to enjoy. Definitely will be a focus of our internet initiative. Then we have the train depot, which
You're gonna sell chickens or eggs?
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know that we're gonna sell chickens, but I think you'll sell eggs, right, Chris?
I'll tell you, I'm right now, I'm selling sold them well, I didn't have them yet, but I was gonna sell them at our farm stand. But, they weren't laying yet, so now they're older, they're laying eggs, I'm getting about 4 a day. And, about a month ago, I was barely getting anyone for my staff, because there's no farm stand in the winter. Now I've got like a wait list because of the price of eggs.
Yes, we're gonna have to come up with a capital budget for the egg, for the farm stand.
That's an armed security.
So that's exciting. Then we have the train depot. So we've made some improvements there, which again, it's also an area a lot of people I talk to don't even know really it's here. So that'll definitely be another focus. But we cleared the parking lot to leverage more visitors. That was kind of a no-brainer and didn't take a lot of resources. We secured the building and installed fire protection, which was needed. And as you know, we're also working with the train group out of Wallingford to see if we want to partner or not, but we'll see. The Novick Open Space, Dave secured the trail grant for the footbridge, which is going to make hiking a year-round event for that space.
Do you know where that's going on the actual property?
Yeah, it's right over Battenbrook, so if you hug the right side on the blue trail crosses through there.
Okay.
Right now, it's just rocks in the middle of the brook, so
Got it.
high water from spring.
You can't get across it, yeah, okay. How long is it wide and what's the length of it?
I think it's like 3 by 50. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good size.
And then a new sign is being installed.
Yeah.
Is that the one right at the beginning when you examined that? I know I went there last, out of summer or whatever, that sign was like,
Yeah, the
Oh,
sun is
dilapidated.
just- Yeah, I mean, it's twice, the same sign, it's been put up twice and
there's some water in there or something? Yeah.
It's tough.
And then we have our Curtis Open Space. We had our storyboard installation, which was a recognition of that historical site. We have some other possible enhancements going on at that site, and then the geocaching initiative that was initiated last year as well to promote more visitors. The Griffin property is getting a new sign, and then we have continued maintenance that we've been doing on Grosky, Upson Place, Pleasant Street, Holmquist, Johnson, and Bradenburg. So, if I left anything off the list, let me know, but I think just overall message, from this committee is, a lot of focus has gone in, the past 10 years about buying land, purchase, adding acreage, but with all that comes, taking care of what you're actually purchasing, and I think we're doing a really good job on focusing on that this last year.
Do you know if there's kind of like a database or collection to confirm that each of these spaces has it, even just that little like town of Southington seal sign on it? Because I know when I was walking a few of the properties last time, I either didn't see one or so it was kind of hard to tell. Like, okay, is this the property? Some of them were smaller, they're tucked behind, like the one on.
Yeah, something may be overgrown.
Yeah, just I don't know, just making something worthwhile to.
Sure.
Think
I
about
think we do have the blue sign, we may have some extra blue signs.
Yeah.
So that's typically denotes the parking areas.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Like the one on, was it Landing Street, that one that you go around and there's a little like a barrier to prevent, you can walk back there?
That just got a new sign.
Oh, it did, okay,
Yeah,
I think
that's
that,
the one.
I remember thinking to myself, like, is this the actual spot or not? Some of them
Yeah.
just like weren't clearly marked, so, yeah.
And so the other piece of this was actually kind of like what you're bringing up, and Mark brought it up last time, is our initiatives for 2025. So what do we want to do this year? I think that would be a great initiative. We've heard for a long time, more signage, more signage, more signage. So if you would like to see like where you think more signage would be appropriate, if there's extra signs, then we can obviously place them.
Yeah.
Also,
Does the town install like the storyboard and like those, like bigger, kind of placards, or is that like?
no, that's separate. Like the Curtis was donated and paid for by Mark Lovely.
So that include the installation by the
Yeah,
company? Okay,
yeah.
got it.
And then we wanna get more signage and a fence on the Curtis property. We're trying to make that like a Boy Scout, Boy Scout or
Probably Boy Scout, because it's typically an Eagle Scout project.
Eagle Scout,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they have bigger projects, but then they can raise their own money for it as part of the initiative, so,
Yeah.
we've been trying to line that up.
So, maybe, is that something that you would be able to like, have like signage?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll teach you criminology.
Yeah. But when they grow up, you get it, you get what you can do.
And then I'll roll into, and does anyone have any other initiatives that they wanna kind of bring to the surface for this year?
So just the noble thing, so we're essentially concentrating on maintenance and getting some value out of the properties as opposed to wholesale, going out and buying, unless we buy the trail out, Cheekio.
Yeah, well, I think, as we receive applications, obviously we review them, but in the meantime,
Yeah.
I definitely think the focus
Yeah.
would be taking care of our current properties. Action item for next time would be, if anyone's interested in, having another round of tours in the spring, I know people have been asking about the last few years they did the orbs at the different sites.
Yeah.
So if anyone's interested in continuing that, I don't know like the work that goes into it.
It's pretty labor intensive.
But-
Paul did a lot of work.
Yeah,
So I mean,
It's you gotta walk out to the spots, right,
I'm-
place it, and then make sure you know where they are. and
Yeah,
track 'em.
they were popular for sure.
Yeah.
We get a lot of positive feedback. I was probably 65% return, people saying I should find it, the rest of people still, but,
yeah.
it does bring awareness to it.
I'll talk to Cecil and Bob to see if either one of them wanna, dig into those two items.
Yeah.
And then the other one, which I think, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if this ties in with geocaching and the social media campaign and awareness, but we talked about maybe doing something, again, just on the awareness thread. People that maybe go to open space and take a picture there, or some type of, not really a contest, but something like the more pictures that you post, the more sites that you visit, you get a couple of points. I don't know, and I kinda see this like, the YMCA does you go to the gym 250 times a year, you get a t-shirt. Maybe, you visit so many open space spots or so many times, and you get like a bumper sticker or something like 2026 open space
Top
and
contributor.
top contributors,
Yeah.
enthusiasts, or
Name on
something.
black somewhere.
No, I think that's a good idea. I think that so we'll just roll into,
Tying into awareness, but
Yeah.
not necessarily social media.
yeah, the whole awareness I think is really important. I think we had a campaign, probably like 10 years ago, it's really old. So I think things that we can do now to update it would be helpful. So Mark and I talked about, a social media initiative. So Mark, of the two of us, are just the technical.
No, I mean, I understand it, but I don't build things.
Okay, well, you understand it, so that's good.
Fair.
Fair.
So we wanted to start, kind of just advertising spaces on, start an official, Town of Southington open space page, which will just connect with an Instagram page. You could just make the two connect. And start posting some of these, focus areas. We can be the admins, but we wanted to check Dave, on what type of permissions we would need in terms of using the open space seal,
Okay.
and any other kind of requirements that we would have to follow.
Yeah, as long as it's all nonprofit in town, it
Yeah.
should be fine.
Yeah.
I can work with Mitch on that, or you want to director.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And then, we can talk about how we wanna kickstart it.
Jen,
Yeah,
when we're talking about new signage and whatnot, I had mentioned a while ago, I don't think we are quite there yet, but adding QR codes on each property on the new signage so that then it goes so, people can take their phones out and learn a little bit more about the history of the property they're on.
okay. Is there a way to,
That might, what's that?
is there a way to, cause Dave was saying he has extra signs, is there a way, would that be like in a sticker format, or like how would we?
Yeah, probably a laminated sticker on the existing signs. People instantly know to scan them and see it.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's what it's for, so.
Okay,
Yeah, we could try and integrate that. Was there one on the new one at Kurt's? Did they put one on there? Trying to think.
I didn't see it, but it could be here.
Yeah. Alright.
It has, I know it has the marker thing, I don't know. if
I know that, I can't remember, cause we talked about putting one on there,
Yeah.
and I can't
I
remember.
could take a ride by after, just take
Yeah.
a look at it.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Chris, and then it could go back to the site.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And have a little bit more about what they're looking at, so that there's the understanding of what property they're on.
Yes,
Yeah, it'd be on the new web page that describes each site.
yeah, yep, that's a good idea, thank you. Okay, so Dave, you will let us know about the particulars on what we can and can't do for the official site.
Sure.
And then we'll plan to launch that. And then Mark and I will decide, what we want to like, how we wanna roll it out.
What's the tie-in with, open space, I know obviously it's kind of a sister organization of some of the land trust, like that huge parcel on the Gulf Shore that, that Mark, donated. Is there anything we would be doing for that, like, I mean, would we need a marker for that, or is that just?
That's separate.
Yeah. They're, correct me if I'm wrong, they're a nonprofit.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm.
so, yeah, it's completely separate.
So they manage it, or?
Yeah, they do a lot of show maintenance.
Yeah.
On their sites.
Yeah.
They have a lot of volunteers.
Okay, any other initiatives anyone wants to? Alright,
Could have improved this.
yes.
Yeah, just looking at that sheet. It's good, very nice.
It helps to have
See
it, yeah,
Yeah, but it's catchy.
yeah. Okay, if anyone does not have anything else, then we will have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?